Krew Season Podcast. We are back again. This is episode 14.
Sir. I know what it is.
Kenny T is in the building. OT is in the building.
Yes, sir.
Is in the motherfucking building.
I am D Trill AC. This is the Krew Season Podcast. First and foremost, before we get this thing started, RIP Chadwick Boseman.
Man, RIP to my guy, man.
Straight up.
Guy.
Matter of fact,
Boy Cliff.
Man, we got it.
yeah, Cliff Robinson. Shout out to Cliff for sure.
Shout out to Cliff too. We gotta hear something from my boy though.
Yeah, definitely, man. We gonna play this little clip because ever since my boy passed, man, I just been going back and watching all his old interviews and his old speeches, and like he gave us so much game before he left this world, man.
He was a strong dude, man. Strong dude.
Purpose than a job or a career. Purpose crosses disciplines. Purpose is an essential element of you. It is the reason you are on the planet at this particular time in history. Your very existence is wrapped up in the things you are here to fulfill. Whatever you choose for a career path, remember the struggles along the way are only meant to shape you for your purpose. When I dare to challenge the system that would relegate us to victims and stereotypes with no clear historical backgrounds, no hopes or talents, when I questioned that method of portrayal, a different path opened up for me. The path to my destiny. When God has something for you, it doesn't matter who stands against it.
That's a fact.
Powerful.
That's a fact.
Super powerful.
Move out my way.
Man, first of all, I just want to get y'all reactions, just, reactions when y'all heard the news, just about what Chadwick, meant to y'all lives and all of the good work that the man put in. Because, I mean, talk about a legendary catalog.
Man, I heard that and I got a text. And I said, man, shut up. That's the first thing I said. Shut up. Ain't no way. Because I'm like, he ain't sick. Like, how, what I'm saying? It wasn't like they said he got in an accident or something like that. It was like he passed. I was like, huh? Started doing my research, and sure enough, and I was like, wow.
Found out stage 3 cancer 2016. That mean he been having cancer for like 2-3 years before that.
Been working hard ever since.
And when he finally found out, man, stage 3, man, you got a 70-30 chance of making it up out of there. So when he found out the odds was really against him. You know what I'm saying? You just seen that catalog start getting to work, baby. He said, I gotta act my ass off, and that's what the fuck he started doing.
Man,
he definitely
acting his ass off.
That's crazy.
I don't think we ever seen a 4-5 year run like that.
Nah, hell I
don't think we ever seen a 4-5 year run like that.
Not that tough.
You talking about?
Oh, that's heavy.
Yeah, Black Panther,
like iconic movies too.
Jackie Robinson, James Brown,
21 Bridges,
Thurgood Marshall.
Or he.
He really was acting his ass off.
He shot all of this while he had the cancer. So the thing is like, just like, he's saying stage 3, stage 4, it's like, your time is coming. And for him to just say, you know what, to be unselfish, because that's extremely unselfish. He made enough money, okay, because he was in, Black Panther, so he was set money-wise. Let's just put that on the table.
Mm-hmm.
So for him to say, you know what, man, in my last years, instead of just going hide in the hole and just spending time with my family and just, just try to go out the way. He said, I'm just going to put the pedal to the metal and try to put all the work in that I possibly can.
Give them all of me as quick as I can possible.
That's crazy, man.
Because if you think about it, for that 4-5 years, 6 years, he was working nonstop.
Right.
Nonstop, bro. Shit crazy. Damn, man. And to see him go like that, man. And for a lot of black people, man, for a lot of the young black people, like, that's their first black superhero.
Yeah, that's what I was going to get into. Like, you got people, what I'm saying? We've been watching cartoons and superhero movies and stuff forever, but never was it, like, put in our face like that to where it's like, man, that's something that I aspire to, you know what I'm saying? Even the Supermans, the Spider-Mans, the Batmans, the Iron Mans, most of the Avengers, you know what I'm saying? They all white dudes. You know what I'm saying? So for us to go to the movies and for, not only for the superhero to be black, but for us to shatter every movie record in history at that point.
Yep.
And then for the main character and all the supporting characters around it to be black. That's just legendary shit, man. You know what I'm saying? And that definitely, you know, gave kids something to aspire to, gave kids something. You know, it's just like when Barack won presidency. You know, black kids looked at the TV and saw something that we never really thought was possible until it actually happened.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So I just think that's what Chadwick meant to, you know, us and to society, man. Super bright dude, as you heard in the speech that he just gave, where I think he was at Howard, giving their graduation speech and, you know, giving them some words to live by. And at that point, he had the cancer. You know what I'm saying? So again, just unselfishness, just like, man, I'm about to go out, so I'm about to try to touch as many people as I possibly can and you know, just do some legendary shit before I go. And I feel like he definitely accomplished that.
I just wish my dog would have had a baby, man. Yeah, just recently got married, but I wish my dog would have had a baby, man. Damn. Sad day, sad, man. 2020, man. Throw this shit in the garbage, man.
I mean,
Throw this shit in the garbage, man.
I mean, right when you think it can't get no worse.
Throw this shit in the garbage.
Right when you think it can't get no worse, the shit just keeps coming. Hurricane, him dying. Like, it's like we done lost a lot of legends. Kobe, you know, sparked it all. I think ever since Kobe left in January, everything's just been going downhill ever since, bro.
Hurricane, him, all these black people dying.
John Witherspoon.
Like
legends. We losing legends.
Throw this shit in the garbage, dog. Throw this shit, man. Hey, you know, whoever up there watching us, man, take this shit back, bro. Yeah. We ain't deserve this.
Yeah, speaking of losing great black men and, you know, just losing black men in general, rest in peace to Jacob Blake.
Yeah. Rest in peace, rest in peace.
You know, I'm sure everybody by now has seen the video. You know, everybody's been asking for us to give our response on it and give our take on it for the people that's been living under a rock recently. Jacob Blake was, I think the police had a warrant out for him, if I'm not mistaken.
He passed?
No. But they say he's paralyzed.
Did we say rest in peace?
Yeah, you said rest in peace.
Oh, pardon me.
Yeah, I was like, hold on. What?
Yeah.
Found out something. Hold on.
Yeah, I know he paralyzed.
Okay,
forever.
make it sure.
Paralyzed. But yeah, so they was going to make a arrest on him, and you know, he had his kids in the car. He had 3 kids in the car with him, and you know, they had him outside of the car on the ground or whatever. And I think he heard one of his kids crying, so he was like, you know, let me up, let me go check on my kid. They wasn't trying to let him up, so he wrestled his way up and walked around the truck to go to the driver's side, you know what I'm saying, to check on the kids, to make sure that the kids was good. And in the process of him doing that, the 4 officers or 5 officers, I can't remember how many, but that was walking behind him, start shooting at him in the back.
It was one officer that was walking behind him.
One officer walking behind? I thought it was a group.
7 times. It was a group of them wrestling.
It was a group of them.
2 of them walked around the car with him. One of them was walking right behind him, holding on to his shirt, let him get in the car, and then once he got in the car, shot him. And allegedly, he had a knife in the car.
Allegedly.
That nigga just had the knife
Then the
sitting right there
police
on top
chief,
of the dashboard.
The police chief.
Like, come on, man.
Hey, the police chief, he is trash, bro.
He is.
That motherfucker need to be fired. He gonna go on live TV and say, "Oh, I ain't seen the video." Well, why the fuck you making a comment? Then a video surface of him at the scene watching the video.
Yeah.
They need to fire you.
But they not, and that's the problem that I be having with these type of situations. You know what I'm saying? That's why these cops are so emboldened.
Couldn't be me above him. He'd have been fired right. As soon as I'd have seen all that, you'd have been fired right there. Because need your badge.
First things first, after these tragedies and stuff, break out a CYA. First things first. Don't matter. Don't matter what videos out there. Don't matter what. We're gonna cover our ass. Whatever. I didn't see it. If it's something blatant, or we hadn't seen the video where everything's under investigation. You know, we're not sure. We're taking in all of the evidence. You know, at this time, and then we're gonna get like it's always that. But let it be the other way around. If it's a black man that's in a situation as far as committing a crime, no, we're gonna arrest him and then we're gonna do the investigation.
Exactly.
While he's in jail, or you know what I'm saying, he makes bail or whatever. But we gonna put him in cuffs.
That we seen in the law enforcement make mistakes, then got fired. That's real shit. Like that black dude that elbowed that man by the elevator. As soon as they got a hold of that video and it went viral, he was fired.
Yeah.
Fired. But we got motherfuckers on camera killing people, white people, killing people.
Getting paid leave.
Paid leave, going home. Then coming back when the shit died down 2-3 months later, getting reassigned to a desk job for another 3 months. Then they back out on the streets. After 6-7 months passed.
About to do the same thing.
About to do the same shit. Because now they know I'm going to get away with it. All I'm going to do is just get suspended, paid, leave. I'm still going to be able to take care of my family. I'm going to come back, have an office job for another 3 months, and then I'm going to go back to what I was doing, harassing black folk.
And you know what's so sad about it is that they use, because this era of people, right, suffers basically from ADHD. Like, everything is real short in this window. Like, some big happen today, and 3 days later, nobody be talking about it no more. So I think the cops really depend on that in situations like this. Even when they do make the arrest. Okay, say, you know, it takes them a while to do that, but even when they make the arrest, we don't hear nothing about the case for 3 years.
That's real.
If ever again. You know what I'm saying? I think that lady cop that shot the dude in Dallas broke into his apartment and shot him. I think we heard about that. Was the first time that I had heard about.
She got life, dog.
Right, but that was the first time that I had heard about a follow up on something like that happened. Most times we'll get shot in a situation like this. The Twitter and social media will go crazy. And then we'll be begging for arrest, yada, yada, yada. More times than not, we don't get it, but say we do get it. And we bring the people in or whatever, they'll post bail, and we won't hear nothing else about it.
Ever.
So about the whole Jacob Blake situation, how do y'all feel about that? Like, do y'all feel, well, so I know it was wrong, but do y'all feel there was any way that Jacob could have avoided that situation?
I mean, maybe not walk. I mean, you can't, there's always other ways you can do a situation different. There's always other avenues you can take in a situation that goes bad. There really is. No matter what you could have, if you got a speeding ticket, man, I should have slowed down beforehand and maybe I wouldn't have done this. There's always other ways, but to say this, man, it's 4 or 5 of y'all and can't none of y'all to do it, man.
Exactly.
It's 4 or 5 of y'all and none of y'all, and then you let him walk around to his car.
Mm-hmm. If I'm the boss, I'm firing all of them.
With your gun to his back.
So,
and once he gets in the car, you still shoot up, man? No.
I felt like 2 things. One, I felt like the officer wanted to kill him. He wanted to shoot him. He wanted to have a reason. That's why they let him go to the car, because you let him go to the car, he opened the door, he bent over. You don't know what he doing. You don't know what he reaching for as an officer. So he let him go. Should he let off 7 rounds? No. But for me, I feel like if I was in that situation, knowing my kids are in the car, even if they crying, I would want to come back to them at the end of the day. So if they telling me to stop and I see guns are drawn or they following me, they yelling, whatever.
They didn't have no guns drawn.
Me personally.
They had the taser's gun. He had his gun drawn. Right. He had his gun drawn on his back the whole time he walked to the car.
I personally would have set my ass down. That's just me. You can't keep moving after a cop tell you.
I think
as much as they shoot us with our back turned, you saw that right there.
I think the problem is a lot of these cops is he was getting his ass beat. All of them was getting their ass beat. He probably felt like he was
by one man.
Masculine, I guess you could say. He just beat his ass in front of all these cops. They couldn't handle him, so he's like, man, I'm pissed off now. You know, cops get mad. They commit suicide more than anybody, I think, too.
It's like
they have anger issues. They have tempers, and
as a black man, they already, like I said, they already fear us because of the color of our skin. We don't need no weapon. Our skin, the color of our skin is the weapon right there.
But they let this little white kid walk around with an AR.
Yes.
In his hand.
Yes.
No, but they say comply, and then you can see other videos of white guys or white men, white
Absolutely.
women, cussing them out, giving
you see that white dude?
And I'm not saying the white dudes deserve to die, but you see how the situation is handled.
Absolutely.
Totally different.
Because of the color of his skin.
Right.
Plain and simple. There ain't nothing else. Nothing else.
The little white boy that shot them people.
Oh, the 17-year-old.
Oh, they're drinking water with them and shit.
17-year-old.
Let a black man walk around with an AK. Let a black man walk around with an AR.
Nigga, they'd have called the police right there. He wouldn't have made it up the block.
In Dallas. In a city that he's not even from.
He wouldn't have made it up the block.
Drove all the way up there to protect businesses. Businesses have insurance. First of all, you are not a cop. You don't have the right to go out there and
then on top of that, none of these businesses are paying you.
Are stealing.
He went up there with the intention of killing somebody.
Absolutely. Think about that dude that was in Dallas. It was when that Dallas shooting was happening downtown. It was a black guy walking around with like an AR, AK, whatever. Pictures was floating around of him as being the shooter when he wasn't even a shooter. He was one of the protesters. But his face and name, his face was everywhere as one of the suspects just because he was black and he was walking around with
funnier with that is that they had a curfew.
Yep.
So while you have a curfew, you still let a 17-year-old kid out after curfew with an AR-15.
Great question.
And the police chief said if nobody was out after curfew,
blame on everybody else.
First of all, if you know there's a curfew as a cop and you see a kid walking around with a AR-15 a gun after curfew, come on now.
Real talk.
Or if it's a curfew and you see a black kid walking around with an AR-15.
And you just heard there were shots going off. People got shot, and you just walk right past the cops.
Yep.
Walk right past them.
Yep.
So I'm saying it's just not set up for us to win. Like both of y'all make good points. Y'all saying that what the man did didn't warrant death, which is absolutely true. I get what O's saying as well. Is like, fam, you know how the system is set up. Do what you gotta do to get to the house. You know what I'm saying? Which I get as well. The system is messed up. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the
after
day,
he
we
whooped
gotta
their ass, he wasn't going home.
Well, I mean, he could.
He wasn't going home after he whooped their ass. All four of them? Oh, somebody was gonna draw that pistol on him.
Yeah. But just like Kenny was saying earlier about the whole knife being in there. Since when is it illegal to have a knife on you?
I always have a knife on me
in your car.
When I get off of work, I got a knife in my pocket.
So it's just like, but to see people on social media using that as an excuse. It's like, oh, he had a knife. The cop thought maybe he was going to get a weapon. This, that. Fam, just like the video that I was just watching. You got a white dude. Cop got the gun drawn on him. He walking towards him, talking trash to him, cussing him out, walking back to get in his truck, getting out the truck again, and you don't see not one shot fired
at all.
But when it's us,
don't even reach, don't even move, straight up.
Yeah, so I mean,
I'm starting to think all this shit planned out the way it's going.
Bro, they just shouldn't be. You just shouldn't be in no type of position. We were talking about that earlier on my brother's on our family podcast or whatever. Like we were saying, you damn near need to have a degree to be a cop. You need to have years, 2 or something like that, because this, 5-6 month training they do, they ain't enough. Because you can do that straight out of high school. Like people are out here patrolling these streets and setting, and quote unquote, setting the law down off of minimal experience.
Right.
But you gotta be
scary as hell.
8 years to be lawyers and judges.
They weren't the toughest nigga in the neighborhood.
It don't make no sense.
Some have been bullied before.
Yes, that's exactly what it is. And half of them be rejects. That's what it is. And they don't have nothing else to fall back on. And so it's like, okay, well, let me go to the police force.
Yep. And they make a whole career. That's their whole lane.
Yes.
Oh, I can kill these niggas for free.
What?
Get away with it? What? Go home to my family?
Bro, you don't think that's how they think?
Man, I already know.
Say the whole situation is disgusting. Then recently a clip leaked out, not a clip, I think a message somebody leaked of a sheriff in I think a surrounding town. He was saying a bunch of racist things, calling black people animals and this, that, and the third. And he recently stepped down from his post. But that's for all the people. Oh, they not all alike. Birds are bad apples. Nah.
If your sheriff is like that, you better believe the people he hired, because he hired. I know for sure.
When they got to step down, he would have been fired.
Hey, I know for sure the sheriff handpicks everybody he hires.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Everybody a sheriff hires, whoever under them, they are handpicked. So you better believe 90% of them are with the program. You better believe that.
So I think it just speaks to just a culture, man. It's truly a culture of things. It's not gonna. People be asking like, "What's the solution? What's the answer?" I don't really have an answer for it, man. It's because there's so many of these people that are already in powerful positions. It's like, how do you remove them until they violate? And a lot of them are sneaky. So even when they do violate, it'll never leak out unless it's something blatant that's caught on camera like this.
Exactly. They got the highest tech guy on the planet.
Yeah, like
hey, bro, I need you to delete all these emails to make sure they don't exist no more.
And that's exactly what be happening. So, but yeah, it's just sad. Then recently the NBA came out to protest it. How did y'all feel about that?
I fuck with that a lot.
I was with it until they came back and played the next.
Exactly.
Man, like, I mean,
I get it to a point.
I get y'all got to make a living. I don't know how much y'all getting paid or what the boundaries and rules are way.
Both sides.
But to set the whole situation straight, like if you're that hurt by something, like, and you just want to protest one game, just shut it all down. Just say, hey,
I didn't get to see.
Done. If you say I'm not gonna play one game, okay, we're just not gonna see you play today.
I mean,
but guess what? Tomorrow I'm gonna be there.
They set up those arenas for them to be a voting site. I mean, that was one thing, but I didn't really get to see what else they added to whatever they were sitting out for.
They are only doing what the man allows them to do.
I would have. If you were the one,
They wouldn't allowed to have those.
I would have been cool with that.
They weren't allowed to have those names on their back unless
cool
the
with
white
that.
man said, "Hey, you can do it."
Exactly.
And now they're doing it.
I would have said out.
You got to do something that they don't want you to do. You got to do the shit that they just don't agree with.
It's a
That
thing.
angers them.
Yeah,
Once you
wise man
start
once
doing
said
that shit, you gonna get a point. If you're just doing the shit, they're like, okay, yeah, we're gonna let them do this.
That wasn't doing nothing.
We're gonna let you do this.
No.
That's why I'm
You know what I'm
trying.
saying?
That's
That
why I'm
don't-
trying my hardest to only shop at black-owned shit, man. I be thinking twice about some white-owned shit. To be honest with you.
A wise man once said, "Rest in peace to Malcolm X. If the oppressor is comfortable with the protests, it is no longer a protest."
Exactly.
So you know what I'm saying. Again, when they first did it, I was excited. I was like, wow, because we had never seen nothing like this. First and foremost, in no big major sporting events. It's not an exhibition game. It's not a preseason game. These people said, you know what, we're not playing in a big-ass nationally televised playoff game because we don't feel like black people are getting treated fairly in this country. That has never been seen on the big sporting stage before ever. So when it first happened, I'm like, oh, that's crazy. Oh, we about to get it's about to get real.
And then baseball did it too.
Everybody,
I was
baseball, NHL, women's basketball, like everybody, soccer stopped for it. You know what I'm saying? So for them to cave back and play and just cave the next day, I think that the protest lasted maybe 16 hours.
I need everything to be at a halt.
It's
That's
just
how you
like
get that impact.
that just killed all of the momentum. If I was them, I would say, look, we're not playing until those cops get arrested.
Period.
Now that would make a statement. Even if afterwards you can go back and play, but we need to see the cops arrested first, and
ASAP.
then we'll go back and play.
ASAP. We need them arrested with charges, no bail.
Right. And if they're not arrested, we're not gonna play it. And I feel like if they would have done that,
Man, good.
that type of pressure, them cops would be arrested right now. Because it's just way too much money involved. You got
Then on
30
top of
billionaire owners. You know what I'm saying? There's them owners would have went down there and arrested the cops they goddamn self
Exactly.
before they allowed
Too
that
much
to happen.
money is on the table.
Too much.
We feeding too much.
Exactly.
Television people is on our back. Goddamn, the
Straight
players is
up.
on our back. Put
Y'all
them
going.
motherfuckers in
I don't,
jail.
if we gotta plant something on them, they going. They getting arrested.
Straight up.
You know what I'm saying? So I feel like for them to cave before that happened, voided all of the great, you know what I'm saying, the greatness that was involved with that initial protest. That's my thoughts on it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I seen it from both sides though.
Yeah, but you know, word is coming from the NBA. They basically said that, you know, after they protested, they had a meeting with each other, and then they had the owners on the phone at the meeting, basically saying that, okay, we need to see changes, or else we're not playing no more. Now the owners promised that changes would come, and that's why they agreed to play. So from this point, we're gonna have to see exactly what these changes are going forward. Now, if it ain't no changes happening, then that's gonna speak volumes on how trash the protest was.
What you
If they
say
go through the
beforehand?
whole
With the
goddamn-
protesters,
Yeah,
if they are comfortable
that's what I'm saying.
protest,
That's exactly what I'm
there's no
saying.
point.
It's no protest,
You're not in the driver's seat. They still control what you're doing.
right? And
Okay,
and
cool.
that's the
We're
problem.
gonna let you put names on socks now.
Man, nobody like their money being played with, bro.
They don't.
Yeah.
Nobody.
But I mean, you know, people gotta make a living. They gotta eat.
Yeah, I mean, well, I'll say it was. I don't know. I mean, I applauded it, but I just I wasn't.
16
really,
hours wasn't enough for me.
I agree.
Wasn't enough for me. But it's cool. I feel it from both sides. Like, all right, I understand y'all want to do this protest, and then I also understand with no sports at all, because everybody stopped. With no sports at all, these streets could get crazy out here.
True.
So I understand it from. I see it. I see it from both sides, and I understand. But if it was me, I would be like, fuck that. Let these streets go crazy.
It's a fact. Speaking of negotiations, recently, another podcast, Joe Budden podcast, recently is in a big negotiating war with Spotify. And us being in the podcasting industry, it's only right to get our opinion on what we done heard and seen so far. Everybody has listened to the podcast and question, I assume. Mm-hmm. And what was y'all thoughts on it?
Golden. That shit was.
I loved
Hey,
it.
I appreciate you, Button.
I loved
Straight
it.
up.
Pure.
I
it was
appreciate you, Button.
respectful.
I got a drink for you, Button. I really got a drink and a cigar for you.
That shit was. It was deep, and it was. I mean, the most knowledge you probably any podcaster can get
Man.
for free,
For free, nigga.
and you know, just doing stuff the right way, handling business the right way. You know what I'm saying? Like how he came about it, how he brought out the details. You know, it wasn't like I was talking earlier. It wasn't like a bad way, like a
Just
animal type
He
of
was
way.
laying out
Disrespect.
facts.
It was
Ignorant
just
way, yeah.
Facts. It was, with a business mindset, it was respectful but it was honest and it was the truth,
I agree.
That's what it was.
I agree.
You can't argue that.
Yeah, when I first heard it, my first thoughts was, uh-oh. You know what I'm saying? Because it's for more than one reason. The first reason being is that nobody's ever come out and done nothing like this before, especially in the podcasting industry. This is a fairly new industry. Mm-hmm. And I think Joe took it upon himself to, okay, I'm going to go through the fire for this. Mm-hmm. Like, they could easily just cave to what this big company is saying, take these couple million, just like Joe and them said, yeah, that would be more money than we've ever seen. But what's the point in taking $2 million if I know our market value is 20? What type of example does that set for everybody coming after me? You know what I'm saying? And that's the type of stuff that they try to get over on us, black people.
That's real.
When you got
that makes everybody under you fold.
Correct.
And you got all these people that's not even putting up numbers. You paying them 10 times more than you paying me.
Right.
And they're not even close to what I'm putting up.
But yeah, it was a couple things stood out to me. One of them being that they signed a deal, outperformed it by 900%.
900%.
And didn't get a bonus, didn't get a vacation, didn't get a, you know what I mean? Like, it was no kind of reward.
Work on Christmas.
Not a regular vacation. Christmas time.
Facts. We talking about most podcasts put out content one time a week. And most podcast content lasts maybe an hour, 15 minutes. We talking about a podcast that puts out 2.5 to 3 hours worth of content twice a week. And not only do they put out 2.5 to 3 hours worth of content twice a week, but they bringing in, damn near 1 million downloads every time that they drop.
Every video, every podcast.
That is insane. You know what I'm saying? I think Joe said ranked number one out of 500,000 podcasts on Spotify.
Number one.
And for them to be treated like he was saying that they got treated is just outright ridiculous. Now, I do have a couple reasons as to why I feel like they were treated like that. For one, color of the skin, for sure. That's just first and foremost.
Come on.
But also, just like Joe was saying, he comes from the music industry. You know what I'm saying? So when he said, I done got fucked by them before, meaning that he done signed a deal to where they give you that pretty upfront money, knowing that you're going to blow through that, sign you to a 4 or 5 album deal. All that money is gone by album 2. And now you got 3 albums left on the deal. They're not giving you no more money. And if you argue with them or whatever, they can put you on the shelf because you still owe us 3 albums. You know what I'm saying? So it takes hell and high water to get out of a contract like that. So Joe, coming from that, when he got into this podcast industry, he was like, you know what? I'm about to license my podcast to you. I'm not selling it to you. And that's what most of these people are doing. Why? Because they come into the situation, one, without that knowledge.
Yep.
And for two, broke. So when a company is sitting across from you and they saying, you know what, man, we gonna give you $1 million today or $500,000 today, and you broke, most people are gonna sign that deal.
Nigga, you taking that.
Don't matter what the details of the contract is, but the fact of the matter is the details that be involved in those contracts.
Slavery.
It's slavery. It's okay, we need 2 podcasts from y'all. If y'all go on tour, we need a piece of that. If you do another piece of content using your name, we need a piece of that. And if your co-hosts do content on the outside of that and they get paid, we need a piece of that too.
Now that I own all that too.
Yeah. So if it's a grievance,
own all that.
right? So if it's a grievance, we gonna put y'all on the shelf, and you can't put out no more podcasts nowhere else using that name. And his name, the podcast is named Joe Budden Podcast.
His name.
You know what I'm saying? So those are the type of contracts that most people would sign to take that upfront money.
Yep.
Joe went into it differently. He went into it coming from that music background like, look, I'm not signing ownership of nothing because we doing legit numbers without y'all, clearly. Because when we got here, again, y'all signed us for a number and we outperformed it by 900%. That lets you know that y'all had no fucking idea what our true market value was.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm not signing over ownership of nothing. We're going to license the podcast to y'all for 2 years. We're going to take a little bit of money up front, but we keeping everything that we do on the back end. And that's what they did. You know what I'm saying? So for doing that, I think Spotify is punishing them for that. So it's like, okay, you want to keep the licensing, you want to keep the ownership. Okay, but we ain't giving y'all nothing extra. Y'all ask for anything extra, we can't do it. And that's the type of business that they do when it's us. Now, if it's it's a white person come in there and do something like that.
500 million.
Exactly.
500.
But on top of that,
Just
they'd
to talk.
restructured the deal. Right. Before they got out the deal, they'd restructured the deal.
Well, what Joe and them said that they tried to restructure the deal.
No, I'm talking about for the white people, they'd did that off the rip.
Oh, yeah.
They'd restructured the deal.
But see, Joe said that they signed on, and then 8 months later, they seen they was outperforming the contract ridiculously. So they sat them down and said, okay, look, we know we offered y'all 600,000, 700,000, whatever we offered y'all up front, but hey, take these couple million, but we want to sign y'all to a 360 deal. Meaning that we get a piece of everything y'all do. We need y'all put out merch, we need some of that. You put an album out, we need some of that. You do another pull-up podcast, pull-up episodes that you be doing, we need some of that. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, so for them,
Straight up.
right? And now that Joe's coming out and speaking on it, Spotify come out and said, well, no, we offered them more money. They talking about that first offer. And it's like, Joe, like, yeah, y'all offered us more money, but y'all wanted to take ownership of more of our stuff.
Exactly.
No, we not doing that. You know what I'm saying?
And
so
we outperforming 900%.
900%.
It is disrespectful. For
Right.
you
It's
to
great
be
that
in
he
here.
didn't accept that deal because you know what they would have did? They just said, okay, we know you got a podcast. Any other black podcaster, but say, you see Joe Budden?
This the
That's
model.
number one
Right.
right there.
This the model.
This is how much we pay him.
Exactly.
Exactly.
The
This
number one
this the
gets
model.
this, and you not number one. So you gonna get this.
Exactly.
Exactly. Everybody would have had to fall under that bracket.
Would have
Oh,
to
the
fall
number
under
one
it.
get this deal. Oh, no, you got to take a worse deal until you get there, until you graduate to there.
It's a fact.
Hell no.
And it's like for Joe
Shout out to Joe.
to have the foresight to see that and say, nah, fuck that. I'm not doing that.
He actually stood up for every podcast in the
Everybody.
world.
Bingo.
For real. Shout
Which-
out to Joe, bro.
Which appalled me when I'm scrolling the timeline and I'm seeing people saying, oh, they signed a bad deal. Oh, they trash business people. Oh, they did. It's like, y'all don't even understand what the fuck is going on. Especially people that are in the podcast. He's helping you. He got the number one.
You understand your worth.
He got the number one fucking podcast on Spotify, period.
No matter what you shooting.
So what the hell are you talking? He could just take a couple million and say, you know what, I'm cool. Just get mine and I ain't, you know, whatever.
Fuck the rest of the niggas at the bottom. Look, we want 20 million, man. Y'all can have all this
They
shit.
tried to Scottie Pippen them.
Right.
Yeah, they really tried to Scottie Pippen them.
Right.
And that nigga said, y'all got us fucked.
He said
all the
no.
way up. The other deals on the table are way more better than this.
Bingo. And which is another thing that stood out to me. He said that he does, you know, the pull up. He does VH1's Love and Hip Hop. He does Revolt, State of the Culture episode. He get paid more money from all of those, more than he gets paid to do his podcast that he puts out 6 hours of content every week on.
Wow.
And for y'all not to want to up that number just based on first off, based on two things.
You know Apple is out there, right?
That's what I was about to say.
And Tidal. You
That's
know
what I was about to
those
say.
two are out there.
Billion.
Apple, Tidal, Google.
God damn it, Jeff Bezos is out there. Amazon.
Bingo.
Hey, you know
Better
what's
watch
crazy?
out for Amazon,
Hey,
I'm telling
Amazon
you.
say they trying to get in this podcast world, baby.
That's true.
That'll make a statement. Hey, cause I was sure, goddamn, listen to it on Amazon.
Straight up.
Right, which is ridiculous because just like Joe said, Spotify owns 10% of the market.
10.
Apple owns 70, 80. So it's like for you got a huge podcast right in your hands. All you gotta do is take care of it. And your market share is gonna continue to grow. But instead of doing that, you want to be petty because you don't want to sign his life away
That's
to
gonna
you.
fuck them up too.
Hey, then
That's
on
gonna
top of
fuck
that,
you
That's gonna fuck
If
them
they'd
up.
if they'd have
September
did them right,
23rd.
dog, they'd have got a lot more podcasters on
For
there.
sure.
Absolutely.
They'd have got way more.
sure.
And they'd have been able to compete.
Right.
Because right now you scratching the surface, but you ain't competing. If
No.
we keep it in the stat,
You're not.
They
You're
fucked
not
up by
competing
giving
on
those
the
other
market.
two podcasts all that money.
All them
And they
money.
failed.
Right, when they failed. They didn't
Which
do numbers.
ones?
Amy Schumer,
Amy Schumer.
and shit.
Oh, Amy
Bill
Schumer was
Simmons.
born.
Bill Simmons.
yeah,
Bill
Bill Simmons. Yeah.
She was
And-
born though.
Yeah, but they gave Bill Simmons
have that-
$250
You
million.
know, they have a different audience.
Yeah, and then they gave Amy Schumer,
But even
I
with
think, a
that
couple
audience,
$100 million
they
or
was
something.
trash.
Yeah, but I
With
mean,
that
she was-
audience,
she was
they
just-
didn't perform.
You
But
gotta-
they don't understand the podcast world.
They was trying to bring it
They
as a.
off
They
their
trying to make
name.
it a celebrity.
Yeah, they was going off their name.
That's what he was saying.
so Spotify thinking, okay, we just gonna bring in a big celebrity, get them
Right.
a podcast, and they gonna do numbers. No, podcasting don't work like that. It's about investment. It's about Like consistency. It's a lot of things that go into podcasting rather than just being a big name.
Connection.
Connection. That's the main thing
Bingo.
right there is connection.
Connection, bro.
And these Bill Simmons and Amy Schumer, they don't give a damn about you. They're not responding to you on Twitter. They're not responding to no comments. They ain't doing nothing like that.
Right.
Joe Budden, Maul Roy, all of them is interacting with people.
Right.
That's why people fuck with them because they real.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? So for them to pay them all of that money, and then for them to come on to the podcast and Joe still outperform them.
I mean, outperform. We ain't talking about like 10 to 11.
Exactly.
We talking
Thousands. I mean, these are number one.
Hey, we talking landslide.
Talking about
Why are y'all in this room with me?
You shouldn't even be here. What you said, you shouldn't even be here.
If I'm in this room, if you in this room, I'm above it if you in it.
Straight
I'm
up.
above it if you in it.
So it's like, so just hearing about that whole thing, it just baffled me, man. It just goes to show that they don't respect us, bro.
That's
Not
real.
in this realm, in no realm at all.
they gonna learn today.
No matter
But they
how
will,
much
right.
we
Ooh, I
contribute
wonder
to the
how
culture.
bad that 200 mil hurt. 250 mil hurt them though.
They didn't hurt him at all. They had Joe Budden making the money.
Bingo.
Straight
Yeah.
up.
And hey, you
He
know
made
what's
up for it.
crazy? That's why they wasn't giving him his money. Because they had to recoup from the other. So he actually paid for the other two
On the cool.
podcasts.
Yeah.
Man,
To be
them,
honest.
That's exactly what he was doing.
them niggas had enough money where they could have bought him a Rolex.
Bro. They say
They wouldn't even give him rental.
Hey,
They would.
Boys even went and got the rentals, the second hand, and they said, nah.
Hey, bro say, hey, you know what? Just keep the bonuses. Just buy some Rolex. Okay, cool. They go to Rolex shop. Rolex, they picking out
Thank you.
20 bands.
Thank you.
Oh, nah, that's a little bit too much, player. We thought you was going to take the $1,000 Rolex. God damn, man. Hey, man. The shit crazy game on us,
Bro
man.
went from, they said he said it couldn't have been over no more than 2, something like that, 200. Then he chopped it down to about 100. And
He chopped it
still
down
wasn't
to
enough.
50.
Then it was
to get
more,
back to
yeah.
to get back to his fans.
Just to give back, and they said no.
On Christmas
Like,
Day.
Huh?
To do a giveaway.
For the podcast that's number one.
Yeah.
You should be able to have anything you want. You should be like, what you want.
Button, that's where y'all money went, man. It went to them other motherfuckers that underperformed. They was trying to recoup that money. Because no matter what, bro, you give somebody 250 million and they don't hit that target, bro. It's no way you gonna get that money back.
Yeah.
Somebody in
No way.
counting is living it up right now.
That's a fact. I mean, Joe said that as much though when he said he come from the music industry. That's how the music industry works. These big ass labels, they got 100 artists signed to them. But you know who paying the bills? Drake, Rihanna, Beyonce. They the ones who paying the bills. Yeah.
Real.
So them 80 artists under them can flop like a motherfucker. But when Drake come out and sell 5 million, we gonna clean up. We take all them losses, get washed away.
That's why they said if Drake would
If Drake go to
take
independent,
off and
they
do
would
his own
say, oh,
shit,
man.
they said
Hell
that
yeah. Come on,
industry
man.
would
Would fuck up the game.
Come on, bro.
off.
Drake went independent. Can you imagine? Music industry is over, bro. It's over. Like he's that big of an entity. Like you look at every artist that he done touched, which is why they call it the Drake stimulus package. Every artist that he feature on, or every artist that he jump on their records,
Number one record.
they turn into platinum artists immediately.
You set for the rest of your life.
So again, I say all that to say, when you're in these positions, which Drake done put his foot down and forced his hand, them niggas is writing Drake blank checks at this point. But when you a company like a Spotify, that's what you need to be doing when you got a Joe Budden that's the number one podcast on your network. You need to be doing the same thing.
We keeping it a stack, man. Hey, another 2-3 years, Button on the top of his game. Hey, bro, he'll be the Drake of this space, though.
Right.
Be honest with you.
Shit, he already is at this point.
Yeah, for real. He really is. For real. He'd be the Drake of this space.
Yeah.
So he need to be paid as such and treated as such.
Dope part about all this, man, is that the podcast industry is so new.
Yep.
And which is why I'm so happy we got into it right at the right time. It hasn't peaked yet. You know what I'm saying? The blueprint, the rules and shit are still being laid. Music industry rules been around for 100 years.
Yep.
This podcasting shit is brand new. You know what I'm saying? So we land the blueprint. Joe and them is fighting the fight to lay the blueprint right now.
Exactly.
So
They
everybody
didn't
that's
have
coming
that in the
behind.
music game.
Right.
Niggas was folding in the
It's
music
a fact.
game.
It's a
You know what I'm
fact.
saying?
Taking a quick dollar, sign his
Exactly.
contract
It's a
just to
fact.
So
perform.
I'm very appreciative that man that you didn't fold, Button.
Right.
You didn't fold on us, dog. You was like, fuck that. In this space, this is what we work, bro. And that's it. This is what you need to do. If your motherfucking podcast is like this here and you know you got the fans, this is what you need to do. Man, all Spotify did was give them a bigger audience.
That's it. That's it. Really, really a look, stamp them, solidify a marketing budget. That's it. But as far as like the the interaction and the pull, the gravity to pull the fans in. They have shit to do with that.
That has nothing to do.
And like he said,
anything.
and like he said, which it's just very true. When he said that shit, I was like, bro, that it hit home because he was talking about the big wigs in the back. All they look at is data. They look at numbers.
Right.
They don't look at impact. They don't look at interaction. They don't look at none of the groundwork, the grassroots work that it takes or that you are currently doing. All they look at is numbers. And they don't appreciate that. Like, they don't understand how this shit work. You can't just make decisions off of what you see.
You know what I think it is? They think the podcast game is like the music industry.
Well, they trying to make it.
They're trying to classify it as that because it's so many black people in it.
Because he said something crazy as it was X amount of streams was like one download or some crazy number.
1,500 streams.
Yeah, it's one download.
Is one album purchase.
And so from that's why they saying they didn't get the bonus.
What?
Yes, bro. 1,500 download is one album.
One album sale.
Crazy.
But this not albums you sell.
Exactly.
Right.
That's why he was like,
This is longer than the album. Let's get that straight.
It's way longer than the album.
2.5 hours of content.
That's wild.
2 times shit.
And they basing it off the music industry?
Ain't nobody dropping 2 albums a
They was
week.
basing off the music numbers. That's how they was doing it.
Because
That's bullshit, bro.
they don't have a choice.
Yep.
Because
They
again,
have
this
nothing
is a brand new market.
new.
It
Yep,
ain't
that's
no rules to this shit.
But that's fucked up. If I was at the top and I know I got Budden the #1 podcast, I'm letting you write the rules. I'm writing the rules with you. This is what. Oh, you #1? Oh, okay. Well, this. All right. Let's look at these numbers. All right. So if you gonna come after him, this is what you need to follow
Right.
under. And that's what they should have did.
But they ain't thinking about the long game, and it's for
about to
2
do
reasons. Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure.
Somebody what?
Somebody about to do that.
For sure.
Oh, you already know.
And it might have a fruit to go with it.
That's what I was about to say.
A big
About to say
bag.
because
Apple man, get at us, man.
you know who don't give a damn about writing the blank check.
Shit. Tell you.
I tell you a company that don't give a damn
Amazon?
about writing the blank check.
Amazon? Granny Smith?
It's 2 of them.
Granny Smith,
You know what I mean?
Amazon be like, what it costs? It don't matter.
Red Delicious.
Straight up.
It don't matter.
It don't matter for real.
I think we ain't done yet.
It's real. So it's like, you know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, it's just sad that things got to play out this way. We got to go through all of this just to get our proper just due, bro. And that's
How
all
you
this thing is
base that
showing me,
off an
fam.
album though. 15,000 streams.
Man.
One album.
1,500.
1,500.
1,500 though. 1,500. Come on, bro.
It says one album sale.
One album stream, bro.
This ain't we ain't selling music, nigga. Ain't none of us rapping, singing none of that shit.
Except for
I
me.
mean, Kenny, you know, Kenny.
That
with
trash.
his with his one sale.
But man, stand on 10 toes.
I
Man.
only got one sale. I got 4 partners. I only got one sale. Wait a minute.
He going
Wait a
triple
minute.
single like Chuck.
Wait a minute.
Like Chuck said, he going triple single.
My niggas ain't even support me.
Hold on, man. My phone, you know what I'm saying? My phone didn't load it fast. I think I gotta restart my phone.
It better load fast. It better load faster than this clip I got.
Straight up.
Hey, but man, stand on 10 toes for us out there, man. We
Appreciate
watching,
that,
man. We
yeah.
appreciate that, man. We really
Hell yeah.
appreciate it. Don't let these motherfuckers stick nothing in your ass, boy. Hey, you know they be trying to fuck us,
My
man.
man, you know what I'm saying?
They
My
be
man had
trying
the
to
right
fuck us.
sentiment. My man had
They be
the right
trying to
sentiment.
fuck us, man.
I get what you were saying.
Right.
They be
brother.
trying to put the rod in us, man.
get you,
And Budden stood up like, you motherfuckers ain't touching shit in here. Don't make a move.
I get
right.
you. I get you.
Real rap. So
But
yeah,
damn.
definitely.
Got to make it sound real.
Straight up. But yeah, speaking of the music industry, Wayne recently released No Ceilings on all streaming platforms, man.
I ain't even downloaded. I forgot all about
Man,
it.
come on, man. It's already been on my phone since 2007.
That's all I'm about to say.
2008.
So
Nobody trying to hear that, bro.
that's great. But yeah, so just I just want y'all to give me y'all greatest memories from, because if y'all remember correctly, man, No Ceilings was a great time.
Good morning, dick in your mouth while you're yawning. I'm on it. Started while you're.
And the expo, they had
shit-
expedition beating, boy.
That shit was hard.
Bro.
No Ceilings was a great time in life, man. I just want y'all to get y'all fondest memories, man.
Hey, if you 26 and under, baby, you know nothing about
That
this.
was 08?
You know nothing.
Should I think? I think 09.
09.
09, I think. Let me
Well,
see.
25.
They had Wasted on there.
Yeah, Swag Surfing.
Ooh.
Man, that mixtape was hard.
Ice Cream Paint Job.
Yeah, that was 09. Yeah.
Wasted.
That was, oh my God.
I mean,
Oh my
throw it
God.
in
For
the
the
bag.
Oh my
Yeah,
God.
Run This Town. All of that. Oh, let's do it.
The youngest don't know. Hey, I did that. Oh, let's do it. I had a little camp song with my kids back in the day. That hoe was loud. I ain't gonna lie.
Bro. That's the Wayne we need.
We talking about Relays 09.
Damn.
That's the Wayne we need. That's when Wayne was rapping
was
his
good
ass
times,
off
man.
top of the game.
That time that time reminds me of like the 14, 15 Future.
Right.
His run.
Don't do that. Don't
No,
do
get the
that.
Yes.
Don't you
Yes, it
ever
was.
do
Yes.
that.
Yes.
Don't you, man, Future's
Yes, bro.
garbage, bro.
Shut up, bro. Shut up.
That nigga is garbage.
It reminds
Wait a
me.
minute, wait
It
a minute,
reminds me.
Wait a
All I
minute.
know is that mixtape helped me flunk out of college.
Jesus Christ, man.
Wap, daddy. Wap.
Okay, real quick. What do y'all have Wayne in y'all top 5 or y'all top 10 ranking?
Be honest with you.
Overall?
Overall.
Oh, just as an artist in general.
Top 10. See, when you niggas got to start
I just
giving
gotta make
disclaimers,
sure.
I asked a
'cause you
simple
know how
question.
niggas
Is it
rappers
artist
and
or
performers.
rapper?
And,
Hey, that's hard for me.
Talking about rappers.
Because we talking quarter 3 Wayne and down. I got for real though. If we gonna just keep that catalog right there, that's it. I got him top 2 in my top 2 from that though.
That's valid.
But the
after
rest of that shit,
you drop them.
that drop 'em. All the rest of that shit, gotta drop 'em. I can't fuck with all the rest.
Okay, so give me a number. If you had your top 10.
I'm going 8.
Number 8?
It'd be my 8.
Wayne in my top 5. Only that's just me. I'm gonna be biased too. He's just already in my top 5.
I can't do it, man. I can't.
He'd be in my top 5.
Top 5, possibly top 3. That's just what it is.
Nah, I can't do that.
No, I'm about to ask next.
Who's your top?
No, I'm not doing
There
that.
you go.
We ain't doing that right now. Next question.
Ducking,
But
man.
then I gotta think about it. I'm just saying, Wayne.
Okay, next podcast we're gonna get into top 5. I want y'all to bring
Where
y'all
do
top
you rank
5s.
them though? But where do you rank
Me?
them? Yeah.
5.
Number 5.
I mean 4. Pardon me.
Okay.
Drake is 5.
You
I
like-
got him at 4.
I know you got Scarface up there
Of course.
and Pac.
Of course. And Hove.
Okay.
Right.
I like that. I like that.
Pac 1, Hove 2, Scarface, Wayne, Drake. That's my top 5.
I can't. Okay, and some niggas may not like me, but
I got
I
big
can't.
at 6.
Pac, Biggie, Hove, Wayne, Drake.
Damn.
That's fair.
I'm not giving you 5 today, just so you know.
Me 5. I'm going Hove. I'm going Pac, Biggie, Rick Ross, and Cole. That's what
Damn, Cole top 5?
I like that.
All right, if I was doing
Boy,
7,
bold.
if
I
I was
like it.
doing 7, it would
Ain't nobody
go,
asked for 7, Kenny.
it would go Cole
I ain't asked for 7.
and Kenny.
Fam.
How about you shoot him?
Don't shoot that little motherfucker.
That nigga
Hey,
with
but
the
that's
little
where I'm
gun.
going with it though.
I can't even. I'm sorry, I can't put Hov in my top 5. Only because.
Oh!
Only because. I'm gonna tell you why.
Don't tell me Future in your shit.
No,
I was about to say.
it could be, but no.
What?
I personally can't put Hov in my top 5 only because I didn't grow up listening to Hov. So you know what I'm saying. So like I didn't get on the Hov until later. He's just a different type of
Okay,
feel.
so who in your top 5?
I can't put them out. Ross.
shut up.
Ross, Nip, Pop, Wayne. And 5.
Oh, snap.
You got Nip up there in your top 5?
Yes, that's
Damn.
my 5. My 5, nigga. I don't know my 5. Yeah, I don't know. Everything else is kind of
You got Drake up there?
together. Oh yeah, I'm tripping. Yeah, Drake up. You know Drake up there.
Okay, so that's
So
fine.
yeah, that's my 5. That's my 5.
That's fair. That's fair.